99.9% of the population don't spend their life worrying about how to do it. But if you just put the Italian there, and then there's a blank page, and people who don't do it at all think, well, there it is, and you just sort of move it horizontally across, and you know all the words anyway, and if you don't know them, you look them up, and then you just move them across, and there it is. And that's a very crude understanding of translation, as effectively mimesis. That is to say, there's this shape on the page that is in a foreign language, and you imitate that shape in the sense of finding words equivalent to those words, and you simply move it across like that. Anybody who does it, as these people here do, and actually several in the room, know that isn't how it is. And it's really because the image itself is wrong. Translation is not an act of mimesis, it's an act of metaphor. Metaphor is, and translation in its Latin roots and metaphor in its Greek roots mean a carrying over. So translation is a carrying over of the text into a foreign language. Metaphor is when something is not actually there, not expressed, is impalpable, and then it is carried over into a living, organic thing, which is the body of it, it's the new body of it. And if you think of translation as an act of metaphor, that is to say that this thing there which exists and is alive, you can tell how alive it is, vibrantly alive in the original, has somehow to be found a new body, which doesn't mean mimetically copying even the means by which that first body came into being or is sustained, but actually finding in your own language an equivalent means and equivalent shapes. Maybe rhyme works in one language and it doesn't work in another. Maybe a particular meter works in one language. If you come out of Latin or Greek, they scan by quantity, as you know. You come into English, which scans by accent. It's very different. So in the new translation, effectively there has to be a living metaphor. In a nutshell, what that means is that every translator who actually succeeds makes another poem. So the thing only works in the end if another poem, an equivalent poem, the metaphor as poem as metaphor of the poem, comes about